released a video, and hopefully you guys are interested. It's a lot of tools and utilities that I've been building for Resolve over the years. And I finally got to, there are all these little pieces, and I wanted to put them together into one simple, easy to use package. Let me get this light on here. Hold on one second. All right, hopefully that's a little bit better. Yeah, everybody, let me know who's here and where all you guys are from. Thanks for showing up, and hopefully we'll have some really good stuff to show you today. And also, if there's any questions you have, you guys put them in there. Like as you can see over on the left side of the screen there's a ton of topics. We're probably not gonna be talking about all of these because it's really just way too much. But I'm gonna kind of walk through it. And I want to try to cover some of the things I didn't cover in the video. Unless you guys have specific questions on things, just throw them out there, because really this is for you, so you can learn a little bit about it, and also give me some feedback about what's going on and what you guys like, and maybe what could be better or different. So let's see here. All right, good evening from Germany. Hey, yeah, I've been to Germany. That was a great trip. I went there after college. Really enjoyed it. It was awesome. All right, so what we're going to do is, I think the first thing, I don't know if everybody's installed it or tried it out, but I'm just going to show you a little bit about what the app is right here. Okay, so this is the website for SparkFX Studio. So if you haven't had a chance, actually, let me flip this here. There we go. Okay, this is the website for the SparkFX Studio. If you haven't had a chance to download it and try it out, please do. It's kind of a free during this trial period. All you need to do to download it is you go to sparkfxstudio.com and click one of the links, like click the SparkFX link. There's some just general information about it here, and I've also included my the intro video so you can kind of get a little overview of what it does and some of the things that you can expect. And then all you need to do is hit get started/download. You fill out your email address, push a button, and that's going to download the application for you and get you going and everything ready. All right, so let's take a look at the app and what it does. Okay, so this is the basic app. Now, I wanted to kind of go through some of the different sections here, take a little bit more time, because I think we'll have a little bit of time to do this today. But so I've broken it down into several areas. And like I said, a lot of these were utilities and little tools and kind of tests and trials that I did over the years. And so I put them together. I don't really want to package them up and refine them so that they're really useful to all the DaVinci Resolve editors out there. So from the video, there was a spell check. We have some text tools that allow you to adjust the text fonts and sizing. There's a text edit, which is really cool, that allows you to edit all the text on your timeline. We'll probably take a look at how that one works. And then I added this one in. This is one of the new ones. It's a bullet list that's going to allow you to edit all the text on the timeline from all the different layers all at the same time. It's really convenient. And I've done like a couple of different bullet list things. I did them in Fusion. They worked okay, but I was never really happy with it. So this is another try, and I think you guys are going to really like this one. It's going to be a lot easier to manage the list and set up the timing. We have a media browser, which is really awesome, clip alignment. And then we have the sequence generator. And there's a couple different things I've done with this that it lets you take a timeline and it kind of mixes it around and creates a sequence for you of the clips, kind of lets you try some stuff out and kind of experiment with things. There's the search, Resolve startup, and lots of stuff. Into the create area, we have some icons, we have text overlay, and down here, there's a bunch of Fusion experiments. And this area is going to really grow over time. This is just some things I'm trying, but we're going to have the ability to create animations, really customized animations with lots of nodes, interesting node flows and all that. And push a button, it's going to generate the whole thing for you. It's going to make Fusion really fast to make really interesting animations. This is the effects area. So I put some of my effects in here that I've done in the past, and I'm going to be adding more. And there's actually an installer. Let's see, am I showing a new version? Yes, this is a newer version. Actually, and this one is, if you want to go download it, this one's available right now on the website. Click here. This is 0.52. So the bullet list was in there before, and the thing is, there's a lot more in here, and I'm just going to be enabling a little by little over time, because it can be a little bit overwhelming. So yeah, if you want to go download it, the bullet list should be there for you to try out. Where was it? The effects. Yeah. So these are some of the effects I did, like the border, and there's actually an installer. So if you want to get the effect, you can just click on it and you can click install. It allows you to install the effect. And if it's installed, you can actually, uninstall it at the same time where there'll be an uninstall link. So just a real quick way to download the effects and get them automatically set up in Resolve right from here without having to go to a website or do anything like that. And then automation, this has this has just a few of the tools that I've done before with Superbins and SwitchTake and some of the other ones and YouTube chapters. All right, so let's get started here. I think if you guys don't have any specific questions on any of these features, I think the first thing I wanted to talk about, let me pull up my list here. Yeah, okay, it's the SparkFX window. So this is an application. It runs on Windows and Mac. Somebody asked if it would run on Linux, and somebody else wanted it on iPad Pro. Neither of those will probably happen. It would be great, but that's probably a little bit above what I'm going to be doing here with this. I think most people are going to be on Mac and Windows. That's going to probably make satisfy the most people. So let's see here. All right. So with this window, the window kind of goes on top of the of Resolve. You click on Resolve, it goes away, and you can kind of tab back over and bring it up. But I've done some things to make it a little bit easier to work with. So kind of like if it was integrated into Resolve, they have those little floating windows. We can do that. So if you click this little icon right here, this little window icon, there's a default window and then there's on top. So when you click on top, it's going to keep the SparkFX window always on top. So the tools are going to be really easy to use. Like so if we go into the spell check and we can just slide it over, you can make it as small as you want. So it functions basically as a little pop-up side window, and you can kind of come over in Resolve and do what you need to, and the SparkFX window is going to be there. The other mode that it works in, let me stretch this out just a little bit here, is this overlay window mode. And I'm planning to do some more with that, but if you hit overlay window, anytime you go away from the SparkFX window, you get this little bitty, you can't see right there, you get this little bitty pop-up window that kind of, it's going to have some little bit of information on it, and it's going to be, you're going to be able to access a few features from this. But for now, all you can do is click on it, and it's going to bring it back up. So it's a quick way to toggle back and forth to bring up the window. And we'll go back to default and go back to the main list. All right, so I think the first thing to start is, any questions on any of that or any specific things you guys want to dive into? Let me pull up this list here so you guys can take a look. Okay, so low speed download. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to check on that. I'm not sure why that would be. Anyway, so the things I want to cover kind of on the left, those are just a few of the things that it does. So let's, I think we're going to get started with, let's do this. I'm just going to show you something with a spell check super quick because a couple of you guys had asked for something, and I actually did it already, and it's in the new one. So if you go to, let me pull up another timeline here. I've made let's see, a beach timeline, just some random clips on there. So we're going to load this up. Okay, so this is a timeline that has some text on it. And you can see that there's a tiny shell. So I left out an L in there. So that's a misspelling. So what we can do is I'm going to hit the hotkey to bring up SparkFX. And it's Control-Alt and /. And if you're on the Mac, I think it's Command-Option and /. So we're going to hit that, and it brings up the window, and it automatically brings up the search, but it's going to bring up the last thing we had. Oh yeah, also, if you want to change the hotkeys, because I know a lot of people have specific things they like to use, you can click this gear icon, and you can do Control-Alt and choose some different options here. We'll probably be expanding this, but this is going to give you, at least to start out, it's going to give you a little bit of customization options. Okay, let's go back and we'll go to the spell check. All right, so what I added in here, it's pretty simple. So if you have a misspelling and you want to fix it, say like this reef should be R-E-E-F. What we can do is we'll put the window over here, and all you need to do is you can click on the entry, and it's going to take you right to that spot in the timeline, and then we can fix it. R-E-E-F. You see the text right there, and then you hit this refresh icon, it's going to scan it again. Now, the thing I added here is there's certain words that it may not be perfect. It may find words. It may not find words, actually. So like SparkFX, that's something I'm going to be putting in all my videos, so it's going to find that all the time. And I added this option right here, this little check mark. So that's a way to say, hey, this word is really good. So it's going to automatically set that as a valid word. And respell check, and it's gone. Let's fix the shells. to text and fix shells. And then we got to just refresh. So what you can do is, I think people wanted to be able to see the 100% perfect spelling. So all you got to do is just, if we want to do, you could just check all these boxes here, and it's going to say that all these words are good. And there we go. We have the 100% spelling. Oh, other languages. Yeah. What you can do is you can do other languages. Let me do this. We're going to do, just let me show you where that was. So what you can do is you can click this arrow here and go into settings. And this is the valid word list. So if you have a lot of words in, you can put them in here. Or if you accidentally put a word in, say I wanted to, take out wipeout or whatever, we can just kind of delete wipeout and hit save settings, and it's going to respell check. So for the other languages, there's this drop down right here. So this one is the US version of English. We have the British version. I think we have German, French, Italian. There's quite a few different languages in here. So if you wanted, what you can do is say, if you're in France, I think that's FR is France. So you just click that. It's going to spell check it with a French dictionary. And obviously these words aren't French. So a lot of things did not get spelled right. So that use this option right up here to check your language. Let's see. All right. Yeah. Thanks for the feedback on the pricing. Yeah, that's something we're working on. We're going to try to figure out how to do it and make it as simple and easy for anybody to, get it and purchase it. I think when this thing is finally done, there's going to be some of the things are going to be free, and then there's going to be other things that are going to be available as add-ons. So over time, we'll be kind of putting out more information about that. All right. So that was the option I added to the spell check. Let me show you the bullet list here. I'm going to pull this over, and this one's real simple. It uses the some of the timeline tools that I did for the text style and text edit. It kind of puts them together to make it really easy. So we're going to pull up a new timeline. We're going to go to this text and alignment timeline that I set up here. And there is our bullet list right there. So we can go into the alignment tools, and this is where we can align left and right. And to get there, what I did is I clicked on this clip align. So I'm going to go ahead and click on bullet list, and that's going to scan the timeline at this playhead location. And we see we have some alignment tools, some spacing tools, and then some text. So if we wanted to change some of the text, all we got to do is we'll say text, call it great text tools, and say fusion animations. So we're just typing in the text list right here, and you just hit update text, and it updates the list right there. So this is really a great way to adjust it. We can have our timeline here. We can set our spacings. If we want to add another word in, we can just kind of drag this up, drag a couple more up. And then what we want to do is hit refresh, and you'll see we have the more lines on our bullet list. And we should update text. Okay, feedback on spell check in French. It seems this is a bug on the letter E. Yeah, the unfortunately, I don't have a lot of ability to test in other languages. So if you guys find language issues, please let me know and I'll get those fixed. Sometimes it's a little bit tricky because I have an English version of Windows and got Mac, all kinds of different environments. So any issues with language, let me know and I'll make sure that they get fixed as soon as possible. And spell checker with German. Okay, yeah, that will definitely run through all the languages. And as you guys find specific things, please let me know. Don't hesitate to send feedback because, that's what I'm looking for. Okay, so back to the alignment here. So you can see we updated the text, but the text is on top of each other. And that's where we can use some of these spread and distribution tools. So I'm going to move this over here, and we're going to take the top text track, and we're just going to slide that up right there. And then we can use the spread to automatically take the spacing from the first and second clips. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to bring the B. I'm going to put it real close right there. And what the spread is going to do is it's going to take the spacing between the top two tracks and use that for all the rest of the tracks. Like that. The distribute is actually really helpful too, because what you can do is you can set the top clip. We're going to set the position. All I'm doing is in the inspector, I'm going to layout and I'm just kind of dragging on the Y a little bit. And then we're going to go to the bottom track, go to the layout, and we're going to slide that all the way down here. And we're going to hit distribute, and that's going to take and make even distribution and spacing between the top and the bottom. And then this other option here is, let's go ahead and align it center. The other option here is to distribute vertically, so that you notice there's a bigger gap on top than the bottom. And this is going to distribute the spacing, but center it on the screen. So you can see we centered it there. So that's some of the stuff I did for the bullet list. And I've also added in the change style ability, so you can change style from here. So if we went into our text and let's choose a different font here and choose a color, we can kind of do some different stuff. So if we wanted it green, and all you have to do is hit text style, and then you say just copy basic style, and that copy the text style to all of the clips below. So anyway, it's a real quick way to get everything aligned and set up. And if you wanted to move something over, say if we wanted to, move the bullet list over, we take the top track and we can slide it over to the edge of the screen and then hit the right alignment, and it's going to move everything over there. So that is the bullet list. All right, next I want to talk about, okay, this is something completely different, but it's something that kind of, I think it's going to be good for beginners, and it's good for me because I don't actually remember everything. So keyboard shortcuts. I love using keyboard shortcuts. They're great. They can save you a ton of time, but sometimes you kind of forget. You don't always know what they are. The ones I use all the time I'm good with, but then there's things like, say I want to delete gaps or the selection follows playhead. I've set up shortcuts for that, but they're not on the top of my head because I don't use them enough. So what we're going to do is let's go to this timeline here. Okay, so this is the nature timeline. And we can hit keyboard shortcuts. It's down here, and there's actually a search for this. And this is going to show you all the shortcuts. Not all of them, but a lot of them. And I think what I'm going to be doing is adding in here kind of an optimization, so it'll actually highlight shortcut keys that you can set to be able to edit faster. So for example, if we wanted to, if we wanted to change the selection mode, we hit T, so we know we can hit T, or we can just hit this option right there and you'll see it changed it. Like the one, let's see, like, oh, there's a bunch of them in here. Anyway, it shows it to them. It shows you. So what you can do is if you go into DaVinci Resolve over here and hit keyboard customization, move this out of the way, you can hit these little 3 dots and there's export presets. So you can actually export your preset file. And this one's called Key ABC. That's the one I'm using for now. It's something that I created. So you export that. And then what you can do is you can take it and click Set Shortcut File. And you can open this up and you can pick that file and it'll actually load it in. So it'll customize this list for your specific shortcuts. Okay, so where this comes in handy is this. Let's say I'm going to take this, put this on the regular window and say we're editing. And I'm going to grab some of these clips here. I'm just going to drag them around here and we'll space it out, space out our timeline. And like I said, one of the shortcuts I always forget is, and I set it up, but it's to delete the gaps. There's a lot of times where I want to delete the gaps. So what you can do if you don't know the shortcut is you can use the search. So you hit Control Alt and the hotkey, the slash, to bring up, actually let's do this. Yeah, so it needs to be here. So you hit Control Alt slash to bring up SparkFX in the search mode, and you enter a / and then you type in the key name. So I'm going to search for gap, and I want to delete the gap. So it's going to give me that hotkey key right there, and I can either go to Resolve and type it, or I can just hit Enter. And let's see, that did not work. I might have changed it. This is demoing new software. It doesn't always work. There you go. It deleted it. So let's try one more time. We'll do that / gap and hit that. And there we go. And it actually deleted the gaps. I didn't even actually have to enter the hotkey, but it's a great way to learn and practice. Like I said, the other one is selection follows playhead. So you see right here, I can hit Control Alt /. I put a / in. So it's this first character right here. And that's going to tell it to start searching for keystrokes. And I'm going to search for follow. And selection follow playhead, I have it set up for Control Alt H, or I can just hit Enter. And it set it right there. And now I have the selection is going to change as I'm following the playhead. So this is something I'm going to use. It's great for beginners and learners. And also if there's some hotcut keys or shortcut keys that you don't use all that often, it's going to be really easy to look them up. Because I would find a lot of times I was sitting in here scanning in this menu, kind of searching which is the one that I want. So it's a great way to go directly to the key you're looking for. All right. Any questions about that? All right. Love from India. Hey, good to see you in India. Glad you're here. It's probably pretty late for you. I'm not sure what time it is there, but it's you're very far from here. But thanks for showing up. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, just throw them down in the chat, and I will do my best to help you guys out. All right, next, let's see what we got. So that's shortcut keys. Bullet list. Okay, let's talk about the media browser. This is something. It's right here. And this is in the works, and it's going to work with this icon right here. And I'm not going to say what this one is yet, but this is actually going to be pretty interesting. It's going to be something that's going to help you guys set up your sound a lot faster and a lot easier and quicker. So what we're going to do is open up the media browser. Now I'm going to set the desktop audio. I'm going to enable the desktop audio here. Now hopefully this doesn't blow you guys out. Just be careful, because this is kind of weird here. So we open this up, and we have a sound browser. Let me get mine up there. So what this is, it's a media browser that allows you to set up, so you can add your own media folders. It's actually expandable, so you can kind of drill down and find things and search. And the nice thing about it, at least for me, the reason I did it this way is because I always want to be able to hear the sounds. So what I did is I set it so that as you hover over the sound, you actually hear it. So if you want to find a sound real quickly, let's go to this sci-fi area. You just hover over it, you find the sound that you like, and you can take it and drag it right into your timeline. Or you can set the playhead where you want the sound to go, select the track over here. Yeah, hope this is not blowing you guys' ears out. They can be kind of loud. And we say you want this sound, you just hit the little checkbox, and it's going to add it into the timeline. All right. The other thing is we have some favorites. Obviously, you can check off ones that you like as favorites. And then when you scroll over here on the left, you hit favorites. It's actually going to show you a categorized list of all your favorites by grouping. So, you know, these are my favorite Doors, the comedy cartoon sounds, things like that. So just kind of a quick way, because working with audio is something that I've never been good at. The tools never work for me. I hate searching for sounds. So I wanted a really quick, easy way to access the sounds that I like, listen to them, and add them into my timeline. So, also this has an on top, and then that autoplay feature. Some people may not like that. I'm not sure if you guys are hearing that or not, but it can be annoying if you're not wanting it. You can check this box, and it'll turn off the autoplay. And then there's a search for us. So if we wanted to, I think in my timeline here, it had something set up for. Actually, let's use the search. So this is the search, and as I showed you in the video, if you guys saw that, search not only works on the current timeline, but it can actually work in the project. So what you need to do is we can search for water, and there's a waterfall on this one, but I'm going to go hit search for project, and this is going to search all the timelines in the project. And let's see, looks like that one is not quite there yet. Oh, there we go. Okay, yeah. So we have like a surfer, and it was waves is what it was. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so it's searching in it found another timeline called beach. You see, we're in the nature timeline, and we can arrow around and say we want to find the crashing waves. It found text for crashing waves, and it found a video clip called waves. And we just hit that, and it's going to open up that timeline and take us right there. So there's our waves. Really super fast way to get there. And now we're going to go back to the media browser, and we'll just search for waves. And these are waves, so it kind of searched through all of these. We can take one of these wave samples and drag it down into our timeline, wherever we want to go. We'll just kind of click here. There's the waves. We'll select our audio track, and we'll just hit insert. And that inserted the wave clip right there. All right, so that's the audio browser. That's going to be, I'm going to be developing a little bit more on that. And then this option right here will be coming along a little bit later. It's going to be even more tools to help you set up some sound really easily. I use this one a lot, actually. So hopefully you guys will enjoy that one too. All right. Any questions on the sound stuff? Let me take a look here. Okay. Not a lot, but one I'm going to just kind of keep moving along. And like I said, this is really to show you guys what's going on and to get your feedback. So we're going to move on to, let's see, we did media browser. I'm going to show you this random sequence thing. And this one is actually something I'm going to be building on a lot. I think there's going to be a lot I can do with it. This is more of a test. So it's just a test to see what could be done and how I could do it. So what we're going to do is we're going to open up this nature timeline. And it's just some nature clips I found. Let me turn off the this background audio. So hopefully you guys aren't hearing that background anymore. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna hit this random sequence, and basically it does exactly what you think. It's gonna take all these clips on the timeline. The source track is track 1, destination track is track 3, and we're gonna say random. So it's gonna take all these clips and just kind of randomize them and throw them up there for us. And this is good if you're kind of looking for new ideas. Maybe you kind of want to get a little spark or something. Maybe one of your edits is getting stale. You just want to try something different. It'll throw the clips up there. So we're gonna do 60 seconds. And the way this works is there's a segment time. So each segment is going to be 0.5. So that's going to be half a segment. And it's going to randomize the segments between 2 segments, or 2 to 12. So that's going to go in increments of 1 second to like 6 seconds. There's probably a better way to do this, but this is what I'm getting at right now. So everything is going to be consistent. Everything's going to be cut on the half second beat or the half second time because of this. And we're going to do 60 seconds, and all you got to do is hit generate timeline. Oh, and it didn't work because we have to select the destination track up here. Let's see, what did we do? It probably didn't work because this is a demo, but yeah, let me try something else here. Just 1 second. We were having this problem earlier. So new software, there's always little bugs and stuff. Oh, okay. I know why it didn't work. Okay. It didn't work maybe because it's looking in the current folder. So we needed to open up the nature folder because it's trying to find these clips to add it to the timeline, and we didn't have that one open. There'll probably be a clip search coming up. So now we'll do random sequence, and we're going to be going to track 3, and we'll hit generate timeline. There we go. Okay. So basically we got 60 seconds of kind of a random sequence of just kind of nature clips and things like that. And so you can see where this might be useful. And say we wanted to do, say 120 seconds. And we're going to do, as opposed to the segments, we're going to do from 2 segments to, let's say 6 segments. So, oops. And we're going to hit start. So anyway, it's going to just create another random sequence for us. And so there's some other things I'm doing where it's going to be able to actually create some sequence that probably make a little bit more sense than this. But this is just kind of a test to see what could be done. So we could also take this, and there's a timeline option. It'll generate a new timeline. And the nice thing about the new timeline thing is that we're going to actually be able to apply effects, or some minimal effects, to start out the timeline, do some dynamic zoom, some crossfades and things like that, which are not really easy to do on the existing timeline. But setting up a new one, we're going to be able to do a lot more. So this is the random sequence experiment. Okay, let's. All right, what do we want to take a look at next? We did T. All right, let's. Okay, now this one gets a little bit crazy. This is something I did a very long time ago, and I think there's something to it. I'm kind of a developer. I'm a coder. I've done a lot of HTML and web development. So there's been cases where I just wanted to kind of build like a little. Yeah, well, I'm not going to. It's going to confuse you if I say too much. But what we're going to do is we're going to come into. Let's go back to the. Let's go back to this beach timeline. And let's find. I was looking for. Just trying to find a good clip to do this on. Yeah, this is the one I wanted to do. Okay, so we have a kind of a screen or some shells there. So I'm going to bring up the app, And one of the other things you can do, there's a lot of hidden things in here. And I think once this is released, I'm going to be making a lot more detailed videos where I talk about each one of these features and go into a lot more detail, because there's things in there that I'm kind of skipping over that may be useful, but might be a little too much information right now in this big live stream. So you can hit the F1 key, and this is going to bring up a quick menu of things. So we can copy the current frame as a still, and then you hit C, and that actually copies it to the copies this screenshot or that frame to the clipboard. And then you could paste it into a image editing app or do things like that. So that was one of the other hotkeys that I always forget. There's a way to take this and copy that as an image or still. So that was, we hit that, and if you search for /still, or am I not typing right? Maybe I didn't have that one set up now. Anyway, let's go back. There we go. All right, so going back to the text overlays. Sorry about that. I kind of got a little bit distracted, kind of off on a thing there. Okay, so this is the Create tab. So this is the place where you can create icons. You can find an icon, colorize it, and put it into your timeline. And these are down here, the Fusion experiments. Okay, this is the text overlays. So this one is kind of interesting in the sense that I've gotten a lot of these ideas from just watching videos and kind of seeing some of the things that people are wanting to do in Resolve, but they're a little more difficult for them, and they're not as easy to do. And one of those things is text wrapping and managing and setting up text. So it can be kind of difficult. So I set up this text overlay thing. So let's click that, and that's going to basically take over our screen and give us a draggable, editable, kind of like a word processor editable text box. So we can come in here and we can say, hello, this is text, and we can format it. Let's say we want to change the color. That color didn't go right. But anyway, we can put that color up here. I'm going to go back to white. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to do a little AI time here. I don't do a ton of AI, but I've done a little bit, because we're going to get it to write us a story. All right, so we got here. So we're going to say, write a quick story about a beach. And this is ChatGPT. I'm just looking to get some text to paste in here, because I'm going to show you how the text wraps. All right, that might be a little bit longer than we want, but we're just looking for text. So let's get this. We're going to copy it, and we're going to put it in here, and we're going to just paste it. So we got a nice little text story. Let's bump the font size up just a bit. Actually, we're going to need to edit that in a second. It got the formatting in there, and we're going to take that out. Oh, well, I'm not going to worry too much about it. Okay, so anyway, there we have text. So what you can do is you can actually take this text and put it like right here. We want to put it up in the upper left, and then we can add a block, and we can make another one. And we'll just call this some beach. And this is really more of an experiment. I don't know exactly the full use of this yet, but it's an experiment. So you'll see what I'm going for in just a second here. And we'll make it bold. So we got beach story. We'll put it up over here. Doesn't look right. Now, with this thing, you'll see that the text actually wraps. So we can kind of move it around, because I know that Resolve doesn't do well with text formatting and wrapping. So we can do that. Got the wrapping text. Now, here's what it's going to do is when I hit timeline, let's go back over to the timeline here. Get this out of the way. So what we're going to do is we're going to put our playhead right there, and we're going to set our track. We'll set it to track 6 up here. And now that we have this set up, it's going to actually generate an overlay for us. Right here. So this is what it looks like, and we're going to hit timeline, and it's going to take it, and it actually inserted that overlay into the timeline. Make that big there. So you can see we have our text and the beach story all inserted in there. and then we can move it around or use this in other places if we wanted to. So basically what it does is it takes a screenshot and then allows you to overlay text and reformat your text on top of that screenshot so you can get the exact positioning you want. So if we wanted this text like right on top of these shells, we could just set it there and update timeline. Now, the other thing I was talking about, the HTML stuff. If you're a coder, HTML, you know what you're doing, you can hit this edit HTML and it's going to pull up the HTML for the everything. And you could, just type in some stuff. This is you guys learning a little bit of HTML today. So that's just going to put a border around it, and we'll do a background. Let's see here. And we'll hit save with HTML. And you'll see that we got the beach story has a little border with a background around it. And that's just by customizing the HTML. So what this means is that we're going to, anything that you can do in HTML, anything that you can put on a web page, it's going to be fairly easy to make that into an overlay. And if we will say we want that border to be bigger, we could make it bigger, and we'll just copy this. Got a bigger border, and let's put it on this one. So we click on this one and edit HTML. Like I said, you don't have to know this, and this is not what the product's about. I'm just trying to show you some of the capabilities. And then we got the story in a box, and everything kind of moves. The text will wrap and do what we want. And once you like that, you hit timeline. Now, obviously, you can copy this to the clipboard or just import it to a media bin. So that is the overlay feature. A little bit weird, and this one was more experimental. It's something that I had done a while back, and I thought it was interesting. It's not quite where I want it to be yet, but I think there's maybe something I can do with it. I got some ideas. All right, a couple more things. Let's see, we got the keyboard. Okay, there's the startup apps. This one is really interesting. I know that I don't know if you guys have used my my SuperBins product, but it auto syncs your files between your media folders on your disk drive and Resolve. It makes it really quickly to download content and import it into Resolve. You can take screenshots just with a quick key sequence. You can import the screenshots in, customize things, organize your media. I use it on every project to get all my files in. It saves me a ton of time. Well, one of the big requests with that was that people wanted the ability to have the SuperBins auto start when Resolve starts, because it runs kind of like SparkFX. It's a separate application. So what I did is I created this startup app thing. Now this one, I'm going to have to see how this works. It may not work for everybody. It works for me, but I can only test it in my small environment. So if you guys use this and have problems with it, let me know. Or actually, if it works, let me know. You hit Resolve Startup, and all you need to do is check this box, enable startup applications, and it's gonna automatically start up SparkFX and SuperBins because it detected that SuperBins was there. It's going to start it up automatically with every time I launch Resolve. There's some other things you can do. So if you wanted to add a startup application, you could select the file. This could be it could be Photoshop, it could be a web page. You could open up a file folder. Any of the resources that you use while you're editing, you can add them into this list, and it'll automatically start them up so that when you're starting Resolve, you have all the windows that you need open. So if you have there's a web page that you use for reference, or lots of different things. Anyway, it's just kind of a utility there that it'll auto start SuperBins as well as SparkFX and whatever other stuff you want. So this is the Resolve startup right there. So to get to that one, you go to Tools and Resolve Startup, and you can enable that. Let's see, having trouble getting the app to connect to the free Resolve. Yeah, we've had some reports of that. Has it been able to connect at all? Is it inconsistent, or is there just no connection at all? And actually, the best thing you could do is for anybody, if you're having problems, like I said, there's been problems with obviously you guys found language issues, which that's going to happen, but with the connection stuff, especially for the free version of Resolve, I had to do some things there. So that one may need some tuning. Go to SparkFXstudio.com, hit support, and click the support link and kind of put your name, email in there, and give us as much information as possible. And we're gonna go through that. We just put the new update we put out. If you want to download it now, it has a little bit more debug information. So hopefully we'll be able to use that to maybe see why it's not connecting. But we're gonna have to do a little bit of back and forth with you to work through that. So I really appreciate your help in having us get all these issues resolved. But yeah, so anyway, fill out the form, give us your information, and we have to go back and forth a couple times. But I think we'll be able to get everything worked out. I really appreciate it. Okay, where was I going now? Let's go. Okay, so we did the startup apps, we did the keyboard. There's some basic timeline info. That's not that interesting, but it's some stuff there. Okay, just tested auto start and it seems to work. Awesome. Thank you so much. All right. So let's go to the create. Okay, so the kind of the last section here outside of the effects is these guys right here. So these are actually Fusion animation generators. And I think this is what I'm actually most excited about. I just wanted to get the base thing set up first because I needed something to build on. So what you can do with these, you can actually be able to click it and create the animation. So let's go to effects, excuse me. And we're just gonna take a Fusion composition and drop it in here. Let me pull this up and drag it out. Okay, we're going to get into Fusion. So I'm going to bring back up the SparkFX and I'm going to hit the 3D zoom. So this actually creates an animation for us just with a few parameters. So you see we have a little bit of text, we have some controls. It'll actually create an image animation as well and the name of it. So all you need to do is once you have your settings right, you just hit Insert Fusion and it's going to create all the Fusion composition for us, insert it into the node flow. And we have a Fusion, this is a 3D Fusion animation. You can see over here we have our words, so it's all editable. And the great thing is we're gonna be able to take this stuff and turn it into a macro in about 2 seconds. And what this did, let me kind of go in here. This is actually pretty complicated, but now that I have it done, it's gonna be super easy to do next time. We created these nodes right here. So these are each of the nodes. It's kind of a 3D setup. And I got that right there. We change the color. They're all kind of linked as instances. So it made that, getting too big. Now let's delete that. I'm going to show you the image one. All right, so if we flip this to image animation and we'll hit Insert Fusion, we get this guy right here. So it has inputs for each of the images. So we can take, let's go to our media pool and grab a bunch of stuff, throw it in here. And actually we don't need those merges, get rid of those. And we just start putting them in here. And we're gonna be able to do this automatically. I think there's gonna be able to set up some like image gallery kind of animations and all sorts of things. So we're gonna get a 3D image zoom really quickly there. And we'll let this play. It runs a little bit slow. And like I said, this is kind of early access, so this stuff needs to be tuned, but I think you can kind of see where I'm going with this. So that actually creates an image animation for us. And then we'll go back over here and so we want a text animation. So once you get your animation set up and built and you like it, and it's something that you want to reuse, there's going to be this option here. You're going to click this guy and you're going to say create plugin and macro. This actually works. I have it turned off for now because it's probably, I said it's too much. I want to make sure everything is working before I enable this, but you'll be able to actually create a DRFX file, set an image, it'll build a macro and put that effect as a custom effect into your effects library. It's something that you've generated with SparkFX. There's this text pieces animation, same thing here. We can go in and we'll just delete this one out. And I actually did a video on this text pieces animation. I used this to build it. So let's say we want to animate the words, and you just hit Insert Fusion. And there we go. So actually, let's go do the letters because it looks like you can see a little bit more what's going on, and we can set up some rotation, some speeds, customize it, hit Fusion Insert, and this is basically it's going to create a macro for us. And put that in. 1 second. Put that in the viewer. And you can see we have some stuff flying around. And these letters, in the video that I did, all these letters kind of fly around and then they come together to form a word. That's the basics of it. This auto generation animation doesn't do that quite yet, but it will be able to. And like I said, these are more experimental and they're not fully functional yet. Yeah, the particle animation. Yeah, you can do a lot with that. All right. So the animations. Okay, the effects. So real simple. I'm gonna I wanted a quick way to be able to add in effects, create new effects, and get them out and distributed to you guys real quickly, as well as updates things. So if there's an update to an effect, it would show up in here. If you want to install an effect, like I have this text pop-up, all you got to do is click the text pop-up. It's going to give you a little preview. I may have some little bit more information, and you just hit install effect. And the effect is installed. We go over to titles and SparkFX, and we have our text pop-up right there. And that's my little text pop-up I did. And then if they say you don't want that anymore, you're not really interested in using it, you just hit uninstall and it takes it away for you. All right. The automation, then there's super bins. Now this is the thing I want you guys to make sure you have this contact feedback. I need to know how I'm doing, what you guys like, what doesn't work. And if you have any suggestions, so definitely hit the contact and feedback. Let me know what you think, because a lot of this is, I built it for me, but I also want to build it for you too. So as you know, every editor is different. Everybody has a different workflow. So there may be things that you do that I don't do that if I knew that was your workflow, I could kind of build that in to help you or some other people out as well. The arrow is not available. No, the arrow is not available yet. It's done, but I'm going to be making that available at some point in the future. It should be pretty interesting. It's a customizable arrow. You can adjust it, bend it, twist it, really create lots of different shapes with it. So that was kind of a fun one to do. A lot of expressions built in there to make that happen. So that'll be good. Okay, it seems it does not recognize just XXX effects. I already have installed. Yeah, it won't recognize those. What I'm doing is previously, I think what it's talking about is that all my effects, I named them just border, just something with just, because that's my name, William Justice. So these other ones, I'm creating new ones. I'm changing them up a little bit, and they're all going to be called Spark something. So it's going to be Spark border, things like that. So it's not going to find the other ones. These are new because they're kind of going to work a little bit different. I'm kind of updating them. But that does bring me to something. Also in the search, there's going to be a whole lot of tools in here. So we got this text edit, align. This is going to be growing, and I was kind of worried that it's going to become overwhelming. So the search also helps you find not only things on your timeline, but it'll help you find things inside of SparkFX. So for example, if you're in this create area and you want to find the spell check, or you want to find some feature, you just hit the search icon and you search for spell. And that's going to take you directly into the SparkFX spell check. And you see nothing is spelled right because I left my language in French. We're going to flip back to US English. There we go. And this one's misspelled because that was the sample from my text pop-up. So we could fix that there. All right. Let's see, Toolbox Elite. That's an interesting idea to be able to use those to do some of these functions. I'll have to look at that. I've never used one of those. I'm definitely familiar with it. It seems like a really good editing tool for doing lots of, more than just mouse stuff. So if there's any way that we can integrate that kind of stuff, I'll definitely take a look at it. Yeah, that would be interesting. Probably, and I've also looked away. Like I have this Stream Deck thing here. So I've also looked at trying to. I think I just broke it. I also looked at trying to build that so you could do some push button things on the Stream Deck to do maybe some more of these advanced functions as well. I don't have the screen real estate dialog windows to engage with that one. Okay. Yeah, definitely the shortcuts help. And also, at least as far as the SparkFX is concerned, I've tried to make most of these so that they'll go down really small, except for that text overlay needs to be big. But let's see, get this going here. Yeah, so like if you come in here to the text style, you can make it really small. I tried to make all the things shrink down as much as possible so you can take these little mini windows and put them around. Just little small overlays to get things done. All right. Any other questions or things that you guys want to know while you got me on here? And if you guys are interested, I'll definitely be doing more live streams and more walkthroughs. Like I said, I think some of these are going to have to get their own more detailed video once the app is released. Stream Deck Toolbox support would be great. Both are very useful. Yeah, I definitely agree. I use the Stream Deck all the time for launching apps and bringing up things. I'm probably not near as optimized as I could, but it's super useful for me. Okay, what else? Shortcuts, timeline info. Yeah, I think that covered a lot of the stuff. I don't think I left anything out. There's the shape. We can create some shape animations. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. I think I'm gonna end it here. Definitely appreciate you guys' feedback and trying it out. Also, just if you're watching it and you're not sure how to get started, let me just go over that real quick. Did you release any pricing info? No, there's no pricing info released. The only thing I can tell you on pricing is there's going to be some stuff that'll be free. There'll be a lot that'll be available as upgrades, and I don't know the pricing on all that yet. We're still trying to work that out. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, use the Discord because that's a way that I'm going to be monitoring that. And if you really want to get something back, a quick question, I'll be trying to get back to you as fast as I can. Okay, what are the deactivated buttons? Okay, yeah, that's. I'm not going to tell you all of them yet, but maybe I'll give you a little clue here. This one's going to do something with text and markers, obviously. This sound one is it's a tool that's going to help you automatically set up sound in your timelines. It's going to be like push a button and your timeline's going to be filled with sounds. It's really cool. This one right here is related to the random sequence, but it does something a bit different that's unrandom, that is actually useful. This guy, I'm experimenting with some editing options to be able to, other ways to edit and cut clips. That's going to go in here. This one, I'm not going to talk about that one yet, or I'm not going to talk about that guy. This guy, right, this one is emojis. So basically you'll be able to click on that and it's going to bring up a super list of emojis. You could search for a smiley face or a stinky or whatever and push a button and it'll stick it in there for you. It's kind of a freebie thing that was easy for me to do. So if you like emojis, I don't use them a lot, but I know a lot of people like them. And it's just a real quick, pop it open, search for it, stick it in there. And then some of these other ones, this is going to generate titles. This one is going to be generate layouts and grids, and then animations and some other stuff. Let's see. And that's a lot of the ones that are good enough to be talked about. Now, this is, like I said, this is all experimental. So some of this stuff may change. Some of it may not exactly be in the final product, or if it is, it may be in a slightly different version. It may look different or be called something different. So, with app development, things definitely change over time, especially with feedback. Let's see, it would be cool if you make stuff easier. Yeah, okay, yeah, emojis. Okay, yeah, we will have emojis. I'll probably open that up in an update coming up soon. Copy paste audio. Yeah, I wish we could do that, but I've not found a way to do it. That was because when I was in here doing this, I was trying to look for some ways to do some of that, to do a little bit more with audio as far as that copy pasting and effects and auto setting that up, but I was not able to find a way to do that. If there's a way to do it, I will definitely be adding that in. Okay, the animated GIFs and that kind of thing. Okay, that's a good idea. Yeah, the icons will not be vectors right now. What am I spell check? What it's doing, it's actually using the icon. It's actually a vector thing that it's using to generate it, so we can scale it to whatever size. The thing is, Resolve already has something where you can take an icon and drop it into Fusion, SVG animation, and drop it into Fusion. It kind of works with it. I didn't want to reinvent the wheel on that. I was just trying to come up with a quick, easy way to scan here, find a graphic you like and stick it in, trying to make it as simple as possible. But yeah, I mean, I would like to do that if there was an easy way to do it, but working with the SVG and scaling stuff, Fusion already does a little bit of that, and I didn't think it was worth, doing that whole thing over again, even though it's probably possible, but it would be quite a bit of work. And also, if you're curious on these, for these, I'm using the Google Material Symbols. It's a kind of a font that Google has. So you can click on here and go to Material Symbols. They have a lot of these things, and they're using these for a lot of their applications to kind of create standardized effects and things. Let's see, Bubbles, YouTube, previous comments. Okay, I'll have to take a look at that. Yeah, so that's thing, and we'll be adding more in there. Effects. This, okay, yeah, this guy right here, this hidden icon. This is going to be a bullet list plugin that's going to work with this guy right here, this bullet list. So it'll actually be able to change the style, and you'll be able to set icons, and it's going to kind of combine editing the timeline with doing some of the Fusion animation. Should be able to animate the bullet and have a little bit more control over than just doing text. Okay. Yeah, a lower third generator. Yeah, that's a great idea. I think that once I open it up, this title area, that's going to be really flexible, and I think you're going to be able to do a lot of things, including creating those type of animations as well. Hopefully, really complex animations with just a few clicks. That's what I'm going for. Don't know if I've gotten there yet, but that's what I like, because I want you to be able to create all of these animations without having to really know anything about Fusion and nodes. I really like the idea of switch take, but I'm really efficient to additional switch. Oh yeah, thanks. Switch take. I'm going to be talking about that one more. I think there's a lot that I can do with that product. It's been out there a while, and a lot of people use it and love it. I use it to make my videos. So I definitely going to keep doing more with that. Bullet list sounds exactly what. Yeah, I think the bullet list. That's one of the things. That's kind of one of the things that got me started on this, was trying to figure out a way to make things like that easier. So I'm going to be doing that, and this is not going to come out for a while. It'll probably be the bullet list plugin will be later on. I'm just trying to get things moving, and got to pick one thing at a time and try to work on things that are going to, the most people can use and can kind of get the furthest. Let's see. There's also a gradient and see, you're cheating here. All right. So, yeah, this is going to be like a little gradient thing. There's going to be some pre-built gradients, and push a button and it'll actually generate gradient animations and gradient backgrounds and things like that. Yeah, it's okay. No problem. No problem spoiling it. I mean, that was the thing. I wanted to put these icons in here to kind of maybe tease you guys a little bit, and kind of see. So okay, so does anybody know what this one's going to do right here? If anybody knows what that one's going to do, I'll give you a gold star for the day. And I will tell you, it is related to this one right here, the Spark icon. Yeah, I hope SparkFX will concentrate mostly on self-workflow automation. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do, and not so much on pre-made assets. Yeah, there's going to be a little bit of everything in there, but yes. Yeah, the supervins would be amazing time saver. Yeah, supervins is great. I use it all the time. Okay, here we go. We got the spline tool, following tool, easing, paths. Okay, you know what? The icon is probably not what it needs to be. I think I picked something there. What that one is yeah. Okay. You guys, you got me convinced. I need to change that icon. But what this Spark icon thing does is it takes a SVG for all these icons and does it. So when you click this, you're going to actually be able to paste in raw SVG and save it off as a file or an image. And it will be able to do a little bit of manipulation. But so if you have an SVG file, you put it in there, and it's going to generate a graphic out of that SVG, which is really what the Spark icon is doing. So that is an S kind of looking thing. But yeah, that one we'll do that. We'll do that icon better. Okay, let's see. Making animations with waypoints would be cool. Yeah, some of the animation stuff I'm working on, it's going to be a new way to animate things without having to use keyframes. It's kind of experimental. I don't like the way it works yet, but I'm trying to get it so that you can adjust some of the timing because the timing is always tricky. I know a lot of people use expressions and all kinds of crazy stuff. The problem with all the expression heavy animations and fusion compositions is that they run really slow. So I was trying to come up with something that makes it really easy to do similar things with adjustable timing without having to be expression heavy. And that's going to be some of these title areas and things like that. I don't know if it's going to work the way I want, but that's kind of what that's there for. All right. Okay, anything else? We got the mystery icons. I think that's about all I'm going to talk about, unless you guys are smart enough to figure any more out. All right, I guess that's about it. Wait, Patrick. Oh, hey, Patrick. And could you build your expression cheats? Oh, expression cheat sheet. Maybe that might be a good idea to include here. I don't know if it really works. I'm trying to make this not technical. And the expression cheat sheet, for you guys don't know, it's something that's on my website where there's a lot of fusion expressions and kind of how to do a little coding and programming, which is really helpful when you get in and you're trying to do some, timing things or moving things around, whatever. Just the expressions, it's coding you do inside of Fusion. I've thought about putting it in here, but I think it would just be too technical, and I want this to be a little bit more user-friendly. I don't know. We'll see where it goes. If it makes sense to put it in there and it works with what I'm doing, I'll definitely put something like that in. The image pop is a new effect. Yes, that's a new effect. It's something. Talking about this guy right here. It's different. Basically, you put an image and it pops the image up and then sucks it back down. Just kind of a little quick pop effect. I'll probably be making a video on that one at some point. It was something I wanted to do one time, so I made it and just created a plugin for it. And that's this. And this one, oh yeah, this one's going to be the shapeshifter. I'm not sure. A long time ago, I created a video about this shape-shifting thing that used the duplicate node and kind of, sorry about that. It kind of spun everything around to create some really interesting effects. I did that before you could actually create macros and plugins, customize them. So I've always wanted to turn that one into a macro. So that one's going to go right there. Captions generator. Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, and text animations. Yeah, the text animations are huge. Everybody likes them. I just want to do something a little bit different because there's a lot of out there that there's some great animations and a lot of great text. So I don't want to just redo a bunch of animations because that doesn't make sense. But I want to, if I do something with the text animations, it's going to give you the ability to maybe do some things that you can't do with some of the pre-built assets. Can't wait to see the pricing. I'm hyped. Okay, yeah, I know pricing is always difficult. But obviously this is something I put a lot of work into, and this was developed as a product for sale. So I want there to be enough in there so that people can install it and use it without having some free stuff. But a lot of the core features, there will be upgrades on that. I think probably what it'll be is it'll probably be done in pieces and bundles. So if you only want one or two things, you only have to get those one or two things. But if you want a bigger package, there'll be options for getting more of the stuff. I'm trying to keep it flexible so that if you don't have a big budget, you can still get in and use some of the tools in there. OpenAI's Whisper. Yeah, I've experimented with that. I'm not sure. I mean, that's probably more than I want to take on for this, but I've played around with the Whisper, and it does a really decent job. What OpenAI's Whisper is, it's an open source speech to text. So what you do is you get the Whisper thing. It's you give it a audio file and run it through there, and it's going to generate a time-stamped text for the video where you're saying all the text is. Yeah. So open source text to speech is what the Whisper is. All right. Okay. You guys keep getting me off track here. I'm not the. let's see, I'm not great with the live streams. There's a lot of coordination going. There's some great people that are really good at it, and I need a lot of practice. Hopefully I'm doing okay, and you guys are getting some good information here. So this one, so if you do want to install it and you do want to start playing with it, right now it's free during the trial period. You go to SparkFXstudio.com and you click SparkFX Download Preview, and it's going to take you to this page here. All you got to do is hit Get Started and give last name, first name, email address, and it's going to download it. And you install it either Mac or Windows, and it just runs as a native application. And that's what. Let's see. Oh, okay, we got an AI guy there doing all the different models. Yeah, there's going to be, and I think over time there's going to be a lot more options. The AI is going to explode, so I'm not sure where it's going to go. But if there's opportunities to use that for video editing, people are going to do it. So we've got to kind of move forward with the future, and if there's things that we can do that I can integrate with, I definitely will. So I also take inspiration from Premiere Pro 640 Studio. I don't know what that is. I'll have to check that out. I have no idea what 640 Studio is. I've used Premiere Pro a little bit, just enough to kind of do some testing and see what it works, but I don't know much about it, other than a lot of people like it and a lot of people hate it for all kinds of different reasons. But at the end of the day, it's just a tool to get a job done, and if you can get the job done in the tool that works for you, I think that's fine. My tool is Resolve. I get things done a lot better in it. So auto update button in SparkFX would be nice. Yeah, we're going to look for an auto update button. And one more distraction. One thing I did want to show you guys was the search here. And this is, if you're going to be using it, you need to know a couple of things. So we're going to search for waves. So you can see we search for waves. Now, this is the project search. So you can search in the current timeline. This one is like a live search, so that when you bring it up, it scans the timeline and uses that to search. So what you need to know is that if you change some text, like here, we're going to put an ABC for that box, right? So if we come over here and we search for ABC, it's not going to find it because it scans the timeline when you first bring it up. So you do need to hit the refresh button. And it's not going to find it because of the way that control is. Let's put it here. No, it looks like something may be broken. Anyway, the thing I wanted to tell you is that you do need to rescan the timeline. Let's see here. There's a surfer. Okay, yeah, search the surfer. Okay, so it needs to rescan the timeline. And yeah, it looks like it got stuck there. Okay, hold on 1 second. Let me restart this. That's probably the problem. Am I going to keep the live stream listed? I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I might do it if there's a lot of good information. It may be kind of longer than most people want. But if people might be interested in watching, I might do that. Okay, so back to the timeline. Okay, so here's this. So if you change the timeline after you search, you need to hit the refresh button. And if you're going to search the projects, it's right here. So there's a flower. So basically what this is, I'm searching this entire project for flower, and it found the flower in a timeline city and a timeline nature. So these are two clips that have flower on them. Now, to get this to work, you need to click this button here and you need to do search index. I really want this to be a lot better, but what it's going to do is it's going to load in all of your timelines and search through them. So if you don't update the search index, it's not going to find it. So if you've made a change, you need to make sure that you update this index before you're searching. Otherwise, it's not going to find the clip you're looking for. Hopefully I'm going to make that a little bit more automated. But that's where we're at right now with the search. All right, I'm gonna end it right here. And here is the contact feedback screen. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you guys got some interesting information, some interesting ideas. Try it out and give me your feedback and let me know how everything goes. I want everybody to have a great day, great evening, or whatever. And I will talk to you guys soon. I'm going to be making more videos about this as well as lots of other stuff. Thanks a lot. and we're going to end the